A very good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine and staying very well at your homes, and you all are taking a good care of yourself. So, children, let us start today's mathematics class. This is class 10th, subject mathematics, chapter number 14, statistics, lecture number 3. Children, in my previous two videos, after explaining you about all the important definitions and about central tendencies, I have explained you how to calculate average or arithmetic mean using direct method as well as assumed mean method. So children, the topics which I am going to cover today, they are: number one, first of all, I will make you recall the formula of calculating mean using direct method as well as using assumed mean method, which I have taught you in my previous videos. Children, after that I am going to explain you today a new method, that is step deviation method, to calculate arithmetic mean. This is the third method and the last method to calculate arithmetic mean. Fine. And children, after that we will be doing some sums based on step deviation method from exercise 14.1. Got it? So children, let us start today's class. First of all, I am going to make you recall how to calculate mean using direct method. Children, you know that for mean we represent it by x bar. Fine. Then what is the formula? That is sigma fi xi divided by sigma fi. Sigma is nothing but the summation of all the terms which are included in the product of xi and fi. Fi is what? Frequency. Correct? So the formula to calculate average or arithmetic mean using direct method is sigma fi xi upon sigma fi. What is xi here? Children, as you know that we are going to deal with the grouped data. So xi is nothing but the class mark. And how do we calculate it? You know, this is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Means we are just going to calculate the midpoint of each and every class interval to come to know about class mark. Correct? So this is direct method. Now let us recall the formula to calculate average or arithmetic mean using assumed mean method. So this is x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon sigma fi. Correct? Children, as the name suggests that this is assumed mean method, then what we people are going to do after calculating xi is what? Class mark. Okay, in that the complete list of xi, we are going to assume a value of our own choice. If the data is odd, you can pick the middle value also, otherwise you can choose any value. So that will be considered as a, that is assumed mean. Okay, so a is the assumed mean. Now children, here you can see that in formula there is sigma fi di. Means I want the product of the complete frequency with di. So what is di? So di is equal to xi minus a. Means class mark minus assumed mean. Correct? So xi minus a is di. Then the product of di will be done with fi and ultimately we will be taking the summation. So this is which method, children? This is assumed mean method. Assumed mean method. And this one was direct method of calculating mean, that is average. Got it? Okay children, now I am going to introduce a new method for you, that is step deviation method. Do you remember I told you that whenever the simple data is given to us, like the values are not that much higher, then we always used to pick the direct method to calculate average. But if the calculations are little bit tough, then either we assume assumed mean method, we are going to pick assumed mean method, or we will be picking step deviation method to calculate arithmetic mean. So now I am going to introduce the formula in front of you, that is x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma Fi into H. Now a new term is introduced here, that is H as well as Ui. Let us discuss what is Ui. Ui is Xi minus A upon H. So children, can I write it like Di upon H? Why? Because in assumed mean method, you know that Di is equal to Xi minus A. Means the difference between the class mark and the assumed mean. The same we have used here, that is Xi minus A, but it must be divided by H here. So we can write Ui is equal to Di divided by H. Now the question arises, what is H? H is nothing but the class width. Means the size of the class. Children, as you know that we are going to deal with the grouped data. So suppose if I am going to write down 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, then 30 to 40 and so on. Then children, here you know that the gap, or you can say that the class size in each and every class interval is 10. So this 10 will be known as H. Correct? And I told you that like in assumed mean method, as we were going to subtract A, that is assumed mean, from the class mark, so in formula we are going to add it. Correct? So that was the formula to calculate mean using assumed mean method. Now let us discuss how to memorize this new formula. This is A plus sigma Fi Ui upon sigma Fi into H. Here you can see that how did I calculate Ui? I subtracted A from Xi, means assumed mean was subtracted from Xi, that is class mark, and ultimately it was divided by H. So as I am going to divide by H, so in formula I will be multiplying by H. Correct? And here in Xi minus A I will be subtracting A, so in formula I will be adding A. Means the reverse operation I am going to do to derive the formula. Got it? So let us learn the formula once again. X bar is equal to A plus sigma Fi Ui upon sigma Fi into H. When I will be taking a question, then there will be better clarity of the concept. Correct, students? So children, now I am going to begin with exercise 14.1 and I will be explaining you question number 7. Please be alert. To find out the concentration of SO2 in the air, the data was collected for 30 localities in a certain city and is presented below. So first of all, the question arises, what do you mean by SO2? SO2 is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is basically a compound that contains sulfur as well as oxygen. Okay, and how do we come to know about its concentration? It is always calculated in ppm, that is per million. Correct? So here is the data in front of me which I am going to show you. This is concentration in SO2. I am writing here concentration of SO2 in air, that is sulfur dioxide in air. It is in ppm, that is per million. So what is the level given? Look, this is 0.002, 0.04, 0.04 to 0.08, 0.08 to 0.12, 0.12 to 0.16, 0.16 to 0.20, and last is 0.20 to 0.24. Correct, children? So here you can easily observe that H, which is the class size, is 0.04. Because how do we calculate it? We calculate it by upper limit minus lower limit. I can write this formula here. This is upper limit minus lower limit. Correct? So children, we will be having the frequency also given, means which is given Fi. The concentration of SO2, that is sulfur dioxide, in 4 localities is between 0.00 to 0.04. There are total 9 localities. When it is measured, then it was found that it is between 0.04 to 0.08. Then again there are 9 localities, then 2, then 4, and ultimately at the last there are 2 localities. When it was observed in the air, then it was found that the concentration of SO2 is from 0.20 to 0.24. So children, first of all we are going to calculate xi, that is class mark. You know this is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So let us start calculating. 0.00 plus 0.04 will give you 0.04. When it will be divided by 2, you will be getting 0.02. Let us reach to the next interval. Summation of 0.04 and 0.08 will give you 0.12. Divided by 2, we will be getting 0.06. Correct? Now 0.08 plus 0.12 will be added. We have got 0.20. So when it is divided, you will be getting 0.10. So children, here you can observe that there is a gap of 0.04 only, which is actually the class size. Let us further take the gap of 0.04. So we will be getting 0.14. Next will be 0.18 and the last one will be 0.22. Let us verify the last one. When I added 0.20 and 0.24, I got 0.44, and when it is divided by 2, I got 0.22. Now children, in formula I want UI. UI is xi minus a upon h. Okay. So here you know that a is nothing but the assumed mean, which we used to pick from class mark. So I have picked 0.10 as assumed mean. Let it be a. Correct? Now I will be calculating UI. How? Xi, that is 0.02 minus 0.10, and then it will be divided by h. What is h? H is the difference between the class intervals lower as well as upper limit. So that is equal to 0.04. So the very first one I am going to do for you so that you can understand the calculation part. This is xi, that is 0.02 minus. What is a? A I have considered as 0.10. So this is 0.10 divided by h, which is equal to 0.04. Correct, student? So when you subtracted them, when 0.02 is subtracted from 0.10, you have got 0.08 but with minus sign divided by 0.04. After removing the decimal, here also you will be getting 100 and in numerator also you will be getting 100. So they both are going to be cancelled. Now this is 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8. So what would be the answer? Minus 2. Correct? So here I will be writing minus 2. In the same manner, let us calculate 0.06, which is xi, minus a. What is a? That is 0.10. It would become 0.04 divided by 0.04. So that would give you minus 1. Why minus 1? Because the value of a, that is 0.10, is greater than 0.06. Correct? In the same manner, when 0.10 minus 0.10 divided by 0.04, you will be getting 0 only. Correct? Now 0.14 minus 0.10, that you will be getting what? 0.04 only with a positive value, with positive sign, and it will be divided by 0.04, so that you have got 1. In the same manner, next two terms you will be getting 2 as well as 3. Let us check for the last part. 0.22 minus 0.10. So what you will be getting? You will be getting 0.12. Correct? And when this 0.12 is divided by 0.04, ultimately you will be getting 3 because decimal will be removed. Correct children? Understood? Now I will be calculating the product of Fi as well as Ui. So this is Fi and this is Ui. I will be calculating their product. Correct? So 4 into minus 2 will become minus 8. 9 into minus 1 will become minus 9. Then 9 zeros are 0. 2 into 1 is 2. 4 into 2 is 8. And 2 into 3 is 6. Now children, I will be calculating the summation of sigma Fi Ui. Here you can write sigma Fi Ui is what? Let us simplify it. Plus 8 and minus 8 are going to be cancelled. Correct? This is 6 plus 2 is plus 8 and this is minus 9. So you will be getting minus 1. So here I am writing minus 1 is sigma Fi Ui. Now children, I will be calculating sigma Fi. That actually I am not supposed to calculate because it is given in the question that there are 30 localities. Fine, so definitely sigma Fi will be 30. Got it? So now I am writing sigma Fi is 30 and sigma Fi Ui I have just calculated, which is equal to minus 1. Correct? H I have told you, which is upper limit minus lower limit, which is equal to 0.04. Got it? So now let us start calculating the arithmetic mean. The formula is x bar is equal to a plus sigma Fi Ui upon sigma Fi into h. So what was the assumed mean which we have considered? A is equal to 0.10. So let us insert all these values over here to calculate the average mean. So this is 0.10 plus sigma Fi Ui is what? That is minus 1 upon. As I told you that there were 30 localities whose concentration of SO2 in the air was going to be calculated. So sigma Fi is 30. Correct? Into H. H is what? 0.04. So children, now I will be removing decimal. When I removed decimal, I have got 100 over here. Correct? So I have got 0.10. This is plus. Now minus 1 into 0.04 will give you minus 0.04. Correct? Into 3 into, you can write it 1000. Beta, as this decimal is removed, so it will become 004, that is 4 only. So children, after simplifying it, I have got 0.10 minus, when I divide it 4 by 3, I have got this is 1.3. And when I divided it by 1000, so ultimately I will be getting 0.001. You could write 3 also if you want to write. Otherwise, there is no use. Why? Because suppose if here I am going to write 3 also, then also it will not affect this number 1 as it is less than 5. Okay. So you could simply write this is 0.10 minus 0.001. So let us subtract it 0.10 and now this is 0.001. Here also you can put 0. First of all make it 10. It would become 9 and it would become 0. So 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 0 is 9. Then this is 0. So what I have got? I have got 0.099. Correct? This is ppm. Means you can write per million. So this is actually the level of SO2 in the air. Correct? Now children, I will be taking question number 8. Fine. Please be alert. Listen the question carefully. A class teacher has the following absentees record of 40 students of a class for the whole term. We are going to calculate the mean number of the days a student was absent. So let us write the data. that is number of days, 0 to 6, then 6 to 10, then 10 to 14, next is 14 to 20, this is 20 to 28, next is 28 to 38, and the last one is 38 to 40. Correct? As we will be having the data of total 40 students, so write down number of students who were absent. There were 11 students, those who remained absent from 0 to 6 days. There were total 10 students, those who remained absent from 6 to 10 days approximately. Then there were total 7 who remained absent from 10 to 14 days throughout the complete session, it is said. Throughout the complete term, it is said in the question. Then there were 4, then again 4, then 3. There was one child who remained absent for approximately 38 to 40 days. Correct, students? So children, this is frequency over here. Correct? So I have written Fi. Now children, what is the purpose to take this question? That purpose I am going to explain you now. As you know that today I am going to introduce you step deviation method. So according to step deviation method, I want A plus sigma Fi ui upon sigma Fi into h, where h is class size, means the class width of each and every interval. Children, here I cannot apply step deviation method. There is a reason behind it, because you can see that in the very first class interval, if I am going to calculate h, which is equal to 6, because 6 minus 0, that is upper limit minus lower limit. Let us talk about interval number 2. Now 10 minus 6 will be 4, 14 minus 10 is 4, 20 minus 14 is 6, 28 minus 20 is 8, 38 minus 28 is 10, and 40 minus 38 is 2. So children, I will be getting the different class sizes. So in this case, I cannot apply step deviation method. Only this was the purpose, because this question is unique than others. Okay, and as I am going to explain you step deviation method, so always remember, whenever the class size is same in the specified class mark which are given to you in the question, then and only then you can apply step deviation method. Otherwise you can't apply. Okay, so either you can apply assumed mean method or direct method. That depends on us. If the calculations are easy, then we can go with direct method also. So let us calculate xi, which is the demand of both the methods. Xi is what? Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So let us calculate it. This is 0 plus 6 divided by 2. You will be getting 3. Then 6 plus 10, that is 16 divided by 2. You will be getting 8. Then 10 plus 14. You will be getting 24 divided by 2. Again you have got 12. Children, here you can observe one thing. That the difference between the terms or the list of the numbers which are written in class mark, that is also varying. They are varying because the h is different. Correct? So let us calculate the next one. 14 plus 20, you will be getting 34 divided by 2, that is 17. Correct? Next will be 48 divided by 2, that will be 24. Next will be 66. 28 plus 38 will give you 66 divided by 2, that is equal to 33. And next will be 78 divided by 2 will be equal to 39. Correct, children? Now before I switch to either the direct method or the assumed mean, let us check whether the calculation is easy for us to do or not. Yes, 11 into 3 we can write, 10 into 8 also we can write, 12 into 7 also we can write. Means the calculation is quite simple. So why not we apply direct method? So for direct method, what do I need? I need xi into fi. So that is fi xi I am going to calculate now. So this is 11 into 3 will become 33. 10 8s are 80. 12 7s are 84. 17 into 4, that is 68. Then 24 into 4 will give you 96. 33 into 9 will give you 99. And 39 into 1 will give you 39. So now children, according to the direct method, I want sigma fi xi. Let us calculate it. When I added them, I have got 499 as the sum of all these values. Correct? Now you know that the strength of the student was 40, means sigma fi is equal to 40. So no need to go for the addition of these all terms. The addition is already given to us in the question. So let us calculate x bar, which is actually the symbol for mean. So the formula is sigma fi xi upon sigma fi. That is 499 divided by 40. Children, when I divided it, I got 12.47 approximately. Correct? So this is the average, or you can say that the arithmetic mean for the number of days that a child remain absent. Got it? So now children, this is the time to get mathematics homework. So children, your maths homework is that you have to do question number 4, 5 and 6 of exercise 14.1 in your mathematics homework notebook using assumed mean method, which was taught in the previous lecture, as well as step deviation method. If you have done these very questions using assumed mean, that's fine, then you are not supposed to do it again. Otherwise, these 3 questions you are supposed to do using step deviation method, which is taught today, along with classwork questions. So children, that's it for the day. Thank you and have a nice day. Please like the video and do not forget to subscribe our channel.